So, back at around January, early January of 2017, I had watched some YouTube videos. Not very much of them, but I watched enough to where I understood what this sign meant, and I was able to comprehend it and understand it, and it blew my mind so much that I decided to upload a video about it, showing my biblical support for it, and uh, the video did great. It's about August right now, and as of recording this video right here, and so far the video is at 1 million views, which it did phenomenal. It that is like the most popular video of my whole channel, and I say that like it's a good thing, but back when I uploaded the video, I was a firm believer in this. I believed whole 100% wholeheartedly that something big was going to happen on this date or dates, and that was basically what I believed. Something big was going to happen. It's a prophecy. The Bible spoke of it. And I got hate from, I think I got hate from every side of the table. I got hate from Christians saying I'm date setting, which they're not wrong about. Never in history has date setting an end of the world event ever actually proven to happen, and it's never been a good thing to ever date set. So, automatically, I agree with the people who disagree with me because of the date setting. It's a logical way to think. You don't date set the end of the world. It's just, it doesn't make any sense at all. Then I got hate from, I think it was like mainly atheist. You know, a lot of atheists, they gave me hate because atheists see it how it really is. You know, atheists, that yeah, they believe they're monkeys on a spinning ball, but atheists saw that sign. They saw its true colors. You know, that sign, as much biblical support as it has, which is zero, but at the time I thought it had mountains of support, because all of the sources that I got my information from were places that supported this sign. And I've come across new evidence now that would state to go against it. It doesn't seem to support the sign. Actually, in my latest research, looking into Eric Dubé's work, and David Icke's work, excuse me, I am stumbling upon some big things. This is some truth that I have been basically finding out, and it's really been bothering me. And I'm not going to talk about it right now. It is about the origin of Christianity and its history, and yeah, I think I think everyone should look in to the history of religions, the history of our world as we know it. If your religion prohibits you from researching anything or even questioning it, you already know your religion's wrong and that it's meant to brainwash you and enslave you. Because you should be able to question everything. Everything. Everything should be able to be questioned. If something's not allowed to be questioned, then it probably means that you're being lied to about it. It's just, if it can't support itself with any factual evidence or proof, verifiable proof, then, well, what better way to shut that out by just teaching the adherents not to question it? Anyways, okay, so I uploaded the video, was really excited. Months went by, the video grew, it grew, and it grew. More hate grew, more love grew, more people in the middle. And then May rolled around. And this was about 5 months after the sign. I had made the video on it. And I was starting to question it. This was about the same time I was getting into a lot of big conspiracies. I was just researching them. I was researching chemtrails, flat Earth, 9/11, the JFK assassination. I was doing a lot of research on these things, and it was just a natural thing for me to just ask, just to question. Well, if they're willing to lie to us about Kennedy, his assassination, if they're willing to lie to us about 9/11 and all of that, what makes me think they're not lying to me about religion, about this sign? Like, almost every institution humanity ever knows or has ever known, we've been lied to about. We've been lied to about everything. Like, what makes me think religion has been untouched and it's been kept safe and it is hidden only in truth? And it was just a natural thing for me to question. These were just questions I was asking. It's a natural thing to question. Humans, we should be taught to question. In school, we're taught never to question, only to listen, only to do as we're told. This is why you can't just speak freely when you're in school. You have to raise your hand. You have to make sure it's if you're allowed to talk. But that's what we're taught in school. We're not taught to question. We're taught to only listen, do as we're told. Go back to bed, America. Basically, that same mentality. And religion kind of teaches the same thing. This is just facts. I'm not saying anything absurd here. This is just facts. Okay, most religions out there would teach you not to question it. And this is just what I'm saying about Christianity. I'm not saying anything negative about Christianity. I'm not saying anything positive about Christianity. I'm just spitting straight facts here from the Bible. If you question Jesus, if you question God, if you question the Bible, that's a sin. It's bad. You should have full faith in him. And if you keep questioning him and you don't do as he tells you, well, you'll burn in hell and watch the skin melt off of your hand for all eternity while demons laugh at you. It's a fact. Okay, that's just what the religion teaches. I'm not saying anything negative. I'm not saying anything positive. It's just a fact. Get over it. So, going back to this Revelation 12 sign, well, I basically found some articles that debunked it. And one of these things, it said, the Revelation 12 sign is not a rare event. It's not rare at all. It's happened before. And the star alignment happens. Actually, I might bring up the page, but it talks about how every year the stars align in such a way. It's been used by several... 15 years ago, the church was talking about this. Back all the way in 1969, the church was speaking about this event. Now, we know nothing happened back then. Nothing happened 15 years ago. And what comes to mind is Joseph Miller and the Millerites. And countless religious priests, preachers, people with great religious respect who have declared that something big was going to happen on a futuristic date which nobody can tell the future, nobody knows the future. So your guess is as good as mine. I mean, I could be shot tomorrow. I could be shot in 3 minutes from now, or I could die 80 years from now. You never know. Nobody knows their own future. Unless they're from the future, but that's time travel. Some complex stuff right there. But nobody knows the future. You know, and most people say, well, the world's going to end because the Bible said so. That was my whole argument. Once I was able to get past that, once I was able to wake up and realize, once I was able to take the red pill and understand, my whole argument was based on what a book said. It's a book, nonetheless. The Bible is a book. I don't think anybody wants to disagree with me on that. I mean, it's not a movie. It's not a film. It's a book. It's a fact. Okay, people will disagree with anything, but that's just a fact. So, without any astronomical support, because like I said, the stars usually align this way every year. I searched the book of Genesis, searched it, trying to find anywhere where it would even possibly remotely mention anywhere that Abraham saw a star that appeared for 2 years, for 2 days. Don't know how that works exactly. Yeah. I couldn't find it anywhere. The reason why is because it's just simply not in there. It's a fact. It's just not in there. I'm done speculating now. I'm done speculating. You know, this is probably going to be one of my last discussion videos where I talk to the microphone and basically put pictures over it, because I like to make factual videos where I basically present the information, give a bunch of pictures, but I don't do it. I do it in a certain manner where it's just nothing but information. And I think that's my favorite thing to do, because you can't go wrong with facts and information. And what I'm talking about is my documentary, One Lie to Rule Them All. Things like that, where I just present the information. I don't speculate. I don't share my opinion. I just give the facts, give the evidence, give the proofs, give the info. That's what I think is the safest thing to do. And here's the thing with this. So the timeline, like, I didn't really think much about it in May. I thought, well, maybe Satan wants me to question it. Which is another thing. If you ever question anything, it's Satan. It's Satan. He's the one doing it. This is just another thing. It's kind of like a scapegoat for all your problems. Even the church admits you can't blame Satan for everything. But yet, people always find a way to blame him on everything. Which, Satan's not a good guy. He's the evil one. But, you can't, even though he is evil, you can't blame him for all your problems. It's just, we have free will. Or at least we're told we do. Anyways, timeline. May came around, started questioning it. June came around, I thought, I don't know. I'll watch some videos on it, questioning it. July came around, and I made my video where I read a bunch of Bible verses, which, in a sense, it kind of debunked the Revelation 12 sign. But I just titled it Questioning It, because I thought the safest approach would be to just question the sign. If I don't want to say it will happen, which I already made the mistake of basically telling everybody something big is going to happen, but I don't want to say it won't happen because, well, then I'm in the same issue because if something does happen, I'm still screwed there. So why don't I just sit in the middle and say, let's just wait until something happens, or wait and see if something happens. Uh, Question it and just be watchmen about it. That was my mentality going into it. But the problem is that doesn't please anybody. Nobody wants a maybe for an answer. People want to know, is something going to happen? Or is it not? Well, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Through my research, not just on September 23rd, not just that, but just reality as we know it, the government, everything, people who control our world, the Rothschilds. In my research of everything, I have come to see there is one repeating pattern, and that is Zionist propaganda, Christian propaganda, a bunch of religious propaganda. Hell, now there's even atheist propaganda going on, believing that we're all monkeys on a pear-shaped earth. You know, Neil deGrasse Tyson says so. But this is some serious stuff here, because we're talking about the end of the world, which that video has 1 million views now. This is a very serious topic. You know, as much as it seems laughable, I always thought we should have an open mind about it, but at the same time, we can't fool ourselves with this. We can't. So now I've decided to upload this video where I just go through the timeline of why I uploaded that last video, what happened exactly, and what I've gotten into in my research and just in everything. And so, with that said, for some people, I understand why they might be pissed off at me. Hell, I'd probably be pissed off at me too. Like, here I am, Truth Center, the center of truth. I'm basically telling you guys the world's gonna frickin' end, or the tribulation's gonna begin, which eventually the world will end. And then, well, I didn't know. You see, this is the funny thing. Nobody knows anything. I had no clue what's gonna happen on September 23rd. Neither does your pastor promoting it. Nobody can tell the future. Nobody knows. Okay, even if Hollywood has it in their movies, well, you know, I think that's a good enough reason to think maybe it's just a deception. If Hollywood is secretly promoting it, if a bunch of the Zionist propaganda, the Christian church, the religious institutions, if a bunch of them are promoting this, well, that might just be a good enough reason to ask yourself, this thing is probably just, if people buy it, it's a deception waiting to happen. If people don't, then it's just religious propaganda. But I've done research now a little bit, just a little bit. I've tapped into it, but it's on Project Bluebeam. And this is just what I am about to tell you. Do not take Project Bluebeam as a crazy conspiracy, because I'm probably about to explain it in a terrible way, which I'm trying my hardest not to do that. But as far as I can comprehend, so far through my research, what I've come to understand is Project Bluebeam, it is almost like a hologram, projection of something, which, or even a different version of it would be like, they can send an impulse to your brain and you can think something. I see. I don't want to talk about it because I don't know if I even have the conspiracy right or if I have it wrong. But this is just Project Bluebeam has been fascinating me because this is one of the things I'm fearing about the truth movement, like especially the flat earth movement. This is the one thing I fear. I fear that if enough people are gathered in one location, such as September 23rd, people waiting for the rapture, which is the first thing the church told people would happen. Even though I questioned it, I still got a bunch of hate for it. But, okay, that's not the point. The point is, I feared that if there could possibly be an event which would take place, such as September 23rd rapture, if enough people get gathered in one location where the government can do this mind control and basically screw with you, maybe they could make you forget the really important things, like the fact that we were intelligently designed, the fact that the human eye couldn't have just been a product of human evolution. They make you forget all that. Now you think you're a monkey on a spinning ball. Now you believe everything the government tells you. This is Bill Hicks, literally. Go back to sleep, America. Everything is fine. Your government is in control. I no longer believe in a September 23rd sign because just the whole cycle of what would happen, like, I couldn't find any biblical evidence of Abraham seeing a star. Throw that out the window. Jesus Christ hit the star when he was born. That was there. Hell, you can still see that today. Okay, throw that out the window. We don't even really know what the star is to begin with. Like, is it Nibiru, Planet X? Is that what they mean? We don't really know. I have different theories about Planet X, Nibiru, but I'm not going to get into that right now because I think this video is already controversial enough. But so I don't really believe in it anymore. Send me your hate. Tell me how bad you want to kill me, how bad you want to slaughter me, whatever. I don't even care. Just, this is Truth Center, not Opinion Center, not whatever makes you feel good center. This is the center of truth. I don't care what the truth is, I just want to know it. And you might see in the near distant future some videos coming out that might upset you, you might disagree with. This is not... Let me just tell you about my channel and why I started it. I think it's time I open up and I be honest. The reason I started Truth Center was to know the truth, to spread it. And I knew the moment I got into this business, the moment I got into the truth, this is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. This is what it's going to be. I can't expose the government, expose the pedophiles in the government, expose liars and frauds, and expect that nobody in the government cares about that, and think I can just live a normal life. This is my life, and I love it. I love knowing the truth, and I love finding out I love finding out more, because that's the thing, is I'm at a point now to where I don't care what it is, as long as there's evidence, proof, which can be validated and verified, and there's facts to support it. I'll believe it. Not just believe it, I'll know it. This is Truth Center. This is where I spread truth. That was the purpose of starting it. I did not start Truth Center to have it be a Christian YouTube channel. Now, I understand I attracted a Christian audience, but I'll just leave it there. But this is a truth channel, and if I find a truth which seems to disagree with what I used to believe, which seems to disagree with what I believe now, which I probably will end up stumbling upon something like that. Sorry, my phone just went off. This is like, I don't even know how to say this. I've been waiting a long time to tell my audience this. I've just decided to take the red pill and to just, I'm going completely down the rabbit hole now. You know, because now I understand now. I, I, I understand. I've been lied to. We've been lied to about everything. Everything. So, yes, I am going to research religions like Christianity, because there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with researching and looking into the origins of my religion. And if somebody thinks there is something wrong with that, you're just proving to me that you've been brainwashed by it. Which I don't, as of right now, I don't really disagree with Christianity. I've believed it most of my life, but I haven't really looked into much of the research yet. So, I'm not going to say Christianity is right or wrong, because I'm going to look into it. I'm going to research it. I am going to look into the history, the origins, find out what it really is, if it's true, if there's evidence for it, and if there is, I'll continue making Christian videos from a Christian standpoint. But as of right now, I've decided I'm just going to open up my mind. I'm just going to free myself. Any religion, any government institution that teaches you that you're not allowed to be free, that you're not allowed to have an open mind, that you're not allowed to question things, you need to get the hell out of there. Because there is nothing healthy about that. You are going to get nowhere but be a slave. So, especially right now, like, I'm working to help overthrow a massive, basically an evil empire, I guess you would say. It's Rothschilds are taking in more countries now. You know, they already took over Afghanistan and Iraq, Sudan, Libya, all these countries. Now, North Korea is being targeted. The world is just doing everything the news media tells them to. We live in a weird time, and I think we're lucky because that we have YouTube now, even though YouTube is censoring truth channels. If you don't believe me, if you don't believe what I was saying about September 23rd being propaganda, about it being a deception, just think about this for a moment. Just think about this for a moment. Why do you think September 23rd got over 1 million views? What, you think the people were that interested in it? What, atheists wanted to know what the Bible said? No, I don't think so. I think YouTube let that video blow up, get insane, get completely out of proportion. Just, you know, because there's a bunch of the people pushing September 23rd it's a coincidence. They just so happen to be Zionist. They just so happen to support the same government that's been brainwashing us. It's just a coincidence. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Truth Center is... It's Truth Center. Not Religion Center, not really... It's the Truth Center. If I got facts, if I have information, if I have proof, then that's what I'm gonna go with. And as of right now, that's what I feel happy with. That's what pleases me. I'd love to find out an even greater truth. I made a video about he who we shall not speak about, Hitler, and I spoke about him in a very negative way, just as we are always taught. But I'm actually going to research him, and I'm actually going to see if he really is who we've been told. Because there's nothing wrong with that. because there's nothing wrong with asking questions, with wondering if we've been told the truth. Yeah. I guess that's my take on September 23rd and Truth Center. Nothing but truth. I guess if you guys like the video, like it. Hate the video, dislike it. If you've got something to add, anything at all, just comment down below. And if you wanna take the red pill and see how deep the rabbit hole goes, then, well, subscribe. Peace.